course, I've always loved the outdoors. Specifically Tanay, from my triathlon days 20 years ago, we'd ride our bicycles up to Tanay and then back. From motorcycling days, the infamous Marilake. And of course, after the pandemic, actually during the pandemic, camping. We found this property by chance, actually hindi by chance. Came to Tanay, tried looking for a place 10 times, and finally we found one with an unobstructed view of the mountains and the sea of clouds when you wake up. So I kind of feel like when I come here, I just feel so relaxed, so at peace, so isolated, and so free. So when we purchased the property, we did not want to build on the whole property that we got.
So Drew really wanted something deeply rooted, and Lauren and I, as Ikoniq Design Studio, didn't design the house to be admired. We designed it to be lived in, and personally, every single time I step in it, my body automatically enters into rest mode. And that, I think, is one of the most precious things about design. A place moving you, forcing you to relax, even without touching you or verbally speaking to you. It doesn't shout for attention or demand admiration. We don't like architecture to be like that because we feel that architecture should always be, one with nature.
So it was just a portion of the property, and we were thinking that every space should make sense, every corner should make sense. That's why we thought of a playground for the kids. We have a billiard table for the older kids or isip bata na adults. Of course, we have the mini lap pool and the heated jacuzzi. That's where we converge and we spend hours in. And then, of course, our dining area, and that side is the gym. So every corner was thought out. I was telling sila, Architect Julie, and of course, Ikoniq, na these are my pegs. I want pretty much like a glass house because I want the view of the mountains to be unobstructed. So that's why we have these massive sliding doors na you can open and then you just feel like you're on top of the mountain. But at the same time, you feel comfort. And it's very convenient that you also have these luxuries within reach. Now, when it came to the kitchen, my wife and I love to cook. And of course, the kids are always in and out. People are so active. The kitchen is one. Of course, we went with color quartz. It's an engineered surface that could take any spills, the heat, the daily mess. It's sleek, it's low maintenance. Of course, it still looks really, really great. But of course, we also wanted some contrast. So pairing it with natural accents from Euroasia. Of course, it's brown. It has some shades of blue. It's pretty much like the sky and the mountains. That's the vibe, which we really, truly dig. It really blends in with the furniture, our flooring and the ceiling, and of course, with our kitchen as well. So there's nothing like waking up here. I mean, the whole family wakes up really, really early, but I wake up extra early. I wake up at 5 o'clock, and I can't wait to come down from the room and look at the view of the mountains. And most often than not, you've got the sea of clouds. So that's one of the selling points of the property, and I usually pair it with my favorite cup of Joe. I take my coffee black, and it's just simplicity and simplicity. And it's just me time when they're still sleeping, and it just totally isolates me. It gives me so much freedom. It gives me so much relaxing time from the chaotic 5 kids that we have.
I think it's so rare to find a client who wants honesty in a home and puts his whole trust in you. And, not just looking for something that's aesthetic, but something that works, something that's expressive of who he is.
For me, this is the next phase of my life. I've been doing the travel show for 20 years, and I'm looking at my next phase, which is property management. You know, I feel this is my next step. It excites me. Whenever I think about Bahay ni Drew Tanay, there are ups and downs. When I think about the nitty-gritties, the headaches, kasama yun eh. And I like it. It really excites me.
It simply holds space, for laughter echoing from the kitchen, for quiet mornings with the sun-dappled floors because the sun rises here, and, children growing and then everyday life growing around you. So we think that this home was never meant to be a spectacle, and maybe that's the heart of it. We didn't just draw walls and roof lines. We traced Drew's values and we built with intention. And we just let the light and the land and their lives lead us.
And I can't wait for BNDT, Bahay ni Drew Tanay, to officially operate, to actually get feedback. Positive, negative, it doesn't matter, because every single feedback will make us get better. And we just really want our customers to be happy, to be relaxed, to feel isolated, to feel that, after their experience here in BNDT, they're gonna be like, I can't wait to come back. So that's pretty much how I feel towards Bahay ni Drew Tanay.